Hi there, YouTube. Well, I'm recording this on my laptop because when I put my creative cam on my other machine, it goes. Listen to good advice. Don't ever buy creative hardware unless it's earphones. Their earphones are awesome. All the other hardware they make is fucked. And on that note, it's always strange to me when I hear people talk about their meetings with religious people. And don't get me wrong, I respect people who believe whatever they want to believe as long as they keep it to themselves. But and on the outside I sort of smile and think, you know, my attitude is like, yeah, live and let live. But I admit that on the inside I think, it's just hard for me to fathom, you know, being an adult, that one has to believe in things that are outside reality, that are not like real, you know what I mean? For me, as I stated in the comments today on the video, reality is weird enough for me and strange enough for me. I don't need to have any strange beliefs outside reality. And I must admit that even though I treat moderate Christians and moderate Muslims and moderate whatever, I treat them with respect as human beings. But I can't help thinking that something is wrong somewhere for an adult to, in 2010, for crying out loud, to believe in any kind of supernatural whatever. And I don't care if it's God or aliens or whatever. Reality is strange enough. It's weird. In reality, things happen to us people that are sometimes unfathomable, unbe-fucking-lievable. Why? I just don't get this need to have an invisible force or a friend or whatever to believe in, to be able to make sense of it all. Because me, for instance, I don't need it, and I know a lot of other people who don't need it. Even one of my oldest and dearest friends who used to be very spiritual and into this whole new age thing has started to think otherwise. She has started to think like, yeah, I know, most of it is just in my brain. She told me, for instance, she'd gone through some kind of regression therapy, you know, where they hypnotize you to get you back to your former lives. And she actually said to me, yeah, I know it's all shit going on in my brain, but in ways it helps me understand myself. Yeah, no problem. Don't have a problem with that. But if you really believe that you have lived before and you really believe that you will live forever after when you died and stuff like that, I just don't get it. And I can respect you as a human, but I cannot respect your beliefs. Sorry. I respect a child's belief in Santa Claus because it's innocent. It doesn't bother anyone. And when a child learns that Santa Claus is not real, he learns what I think is a valuable lesson. The difference between real and fantasy. Okay? I had someone send me a private message today about this whole thing, about that she doesn't mind really prostitution, for instance. If the prostitute is like voluntarily prostitute, does it by her own free will and blah blah blah. Again, it's always the females they're talking about, isn't it? But never mind that. but she had a problem with porn because she said that she thought that porn perverts people, that porn gives men a weird outlook on human sexuality. Okay. There is difference between fantasy, which is porn, and reality, which is a human sex life. And if you cannot distinguish between those two things, to begin with, you are sick in your fucking skull. Okay? It's the whole fucking debate again about violent movies and violent computer games and blah 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 blah. And it has been shown more times than I fucking want to fucking count to that there are no problems with normal human beings who are somewhat normal in their fucking skulls. They can distinguish between fantasy, which is movie where you see Rambo kill 68 people in 1 hour and 25 minutes, and reality, like the Afghan war or out on the street. If you cannot see the difference between that, and if you go and watch a movie and you get violent watching that movie, it's because you're sick in your fucking skull already before you watch the movie. And the same goes for people who get the wrong idea about women's sexuality when they watch porn. They're fucking sick in their head, and they're fucking sick in their head before they watch the porn. Okay? The porn is just like a catalyst for it. It is not a catalyst for people like me, okay? I fucking know there's a difference between what happens in a porn movie and what happens in real life when I have sex with a woman, okay? And this argument just pisses me off, because this argument is pure bullshit. It's what you want to believe. Just like with religion. What you want to believe. That is what faith is. I'm fucking sick and tired of people bringing this up time and time again. First they brought it up with the telephone, for crying out loud, in the old days, and then they brought it up with the movies. Oh, violent movies make people go crazy and shoot each other in the street. No, it doesn't, unless you're already a psycho fuck in your head. And then they started the same bullshit all over again with violent computer games, and it's still not wrong. And now they're doing it with porn, and it's still wrong. Okay? Get it through your fucking skulls that people who cannot distinguish between fantasy and reality, there's something wrong with them, okay? Which brings me back to where I started, and why I have a hard time respecting beliefs that are without substance and without proof and evidence to be accurate and correct. Okay? I mean, come on. I don't understand this need to believe in a bigger force outside there in the universe. I just don't fucking get it. I used to be a believer, I know where you are, but I just don't understand the need to do it when you're a fucking grown up. As I usually say, like jokingly, is that I lost my invisible friend at the age of 12, and good riddance. Because one of the things I see with religious people of all kinds, moderate or non-moderate, it affects the way you think. If you believe in a invisible force outside of us, outside the universe, looking in and shit, it affects the way you think. It affects the way you act. It affects just about every fucking thing you do in your life. And it's imaginary. It's all in your head. Why do you want something that is not fucking real to influence your life? I just don't get it. For me, it's like when people say, hey, I smoke weed and then I have awesome sex. No, you don't. You have weird sex if you smoke weed to have sex. The most awesome sex is without alcohol, without weed, without acid, without anything. just life. Okay? And the same goes with life. You don't need anything to make it an awesome experience. Trust me on this. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in mumbo jumbo. I don't believe in woo, as James Randi calls it. I don't believe in anything supernatural. And I still enjoy life. I still think life is fucking fantastic and awesome and wow. And really worth living. But I have nothing that outside of myself. No weed, no belief, no faith, no acid, no nothing to affect the way I think and to affect the way I perceive life. And I just don't fucking get it. Why you need it when you're a fucking adult. Face up to reality, for crying out loud. Yeah, I know this was a fucking long rant, but I just needed to get this off my chest before I fucking exploded. Peace and don't panic.